Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. This is Tim Wilmot here from Wizard Systems. Thanks for joining me today for this presentation to show you the capabilities of Workbooks CRM, what areas of your business it can address, and how my company, Wizard Systems, can help you with your CRM project. Now, we run these short presentations normally every Friday, focusing on different aspects of Workbooks and CRM. And today we're going to look more closely at how you can use a CRM system to help you with primarily cross-selling and maybe a little bit of upselling as well. So this presentation will be about half an hour or so in duration. It's just a basic session. Every company could use a CRM system in different ways. Everyone's got different requirements. And I wouldn't have enough time this morning to go over all of the extensive features and capabilities of Workbooks. So after this session, if you want to explore Workbooks in more detail with you and your colleagues, we'd love to organize more of a one-to-one session with you, and we can then obviously go through your specific needs. Now, also on the call today, those listening live, I know we've got some people that are already trialing Workbooks, and some who may have never seen it before, don't know anything about it. So excuse me if I'm going over some existing information. You know, I just need to go at the speed of the slowest, so to speak. The audio part of this presentation is one way only. Don't worry about any background noises at your end. If you've got any questions, please type those into the questions section on your meeting control panel, and I'll do my best to answer those at the end. Also, this call is being recorded, so you will get a little email from our system after it closes with a link to the recording. You can play back at your leisure, and it'll most likely appear up on our YouTube channel as well. Okay, so let's get started. Now, as I normally do, just a very brief mention about us, my company, Wizard Systems. So all we do is supplying customer relationship management solutions. We've done it a long time. We've got a customer base of over 3,000 clients in that time, and we offer a complete service around these different CRM systems. Now, with Workbooks, it's a cloud solution, so there's nothing to install. We have customers that do their own thing with Workbooks, set up their own system, teach themselves how to use it. There's lots of resources on hand if you want to go down that route, but we're here on hand to help you every step of the way. If there's any aspect of the setup that you need help with, maybe customizing, importing data, writing reports, training you, we can train you at your offices, or you can come to us, or we can do it online. And finally, we've got a friendly, responsive help desk service here ready to answer any questions or queries you've got. So in working with you, what we try and get at is what are the objectives you're looking to solve with a new CRM system? What issues you're looking to resolve? Maybe you're just starting up in business and you recognize you need something to help you develop your business, or you want to improve on your marketing, or how you do quotes, or how you service your customers, and improve reporting. It might be a combination, of course, of all of those. So we really want to try and in our process, in working with you, try and get out what are the key things that you're wanting to achieve, and maybe put some numbers against those as well, so we could build up a little ROI case for investing in the Workbooks solution. So what is Workbooks? Well, it's an easy to use central system to help you manage all the information about the people you deal with every day, whether they're customers, suppliers, leads, prospects, employees. They're all in this one central system, and tracking your interactions with those people. And every person in your company that has some dealings with customers should have access to a system like Workbooks to help them record what they've done or said or follow up tasks and so on. So it's a great way of sharing information amongst a team of you, and also knowing what everyone else is up to. So you're working more efficiently as an organization, as a department, as a team. There's also some marketing tools in there I'll mention later on, so you can be more proactive and targeted with your communications to your customers. Now, unusually for a CRM system, and not many other CRM systems can do this, but we can create quotes. So do you do quotes in your company? Do you need to create an order when you take an order from a client, record a sales order, produce an invoice? So we can actually do some of the financial activities that other CRM systems can't do. So we potentially can use Workbooks for managing a lot of the things that you do within your busy company. Also, we include the ability to track customer service. So you may not be requiring this in your system. You get it anyway. It can be disabled if it's not relevant to you. But a nice way, if you've got service people or technicians or engineers, a help desk in your company, a great way of everyone using the same tool. So the support people know what the marketing people are up to, and marketing people know what the sales people are up to. As I say, everyone is working more efficiently as a team. Now, as well as it being a great personal productivity tool on a daily basis to everyone that's using it, it's also a great management tool as well. So there's great tools in there to help you manage your business and help you make decisions. And Workbooks is 100% cloud. It's a UK system. All of the data is stored securely in the UK with a level of security that is hard for small or medium-sized businesses to match in sophistication. And it's very reliable as well. Last year, we had an uptime of 100%. It's always going to be there whenever, wherever you need it. So just homing in on a little bit of that in a bit more detail before we dive into the system proper, and I can take you around the different screens and what it looks like. So at the heart of any CRM system is a database of all of the people you deal with. So when you get a new inquiry, that can go in as a lead. You're tracking your prospects, your active customers. Maybe you deal with suppliers or partners or other people that you need to work with on providing your products and services. So they're all in the system, and it's very customizable as well. So shortly when I show the system, the screens can be changed by you. It's very easy for you to manage your own system and change things that are not relevant when you get it, and set up new things yourself. We're here in the background to give you assistance if you do get stuck, but it is generally very easy to customize the system. You can also set up different security levels as well. So if you have a requirement for Team A to not see Team B's information, you can do that as well. You can ring fence information. You can prevent people deleting records or amending certain things or seeing confidential information, like financial information, for example. So lots of different levels of security. Of course, with a CRM system, you're using it to record and track your customer related activities, your interactions, your phone calls, your meetings, your actions, and other things that you've got to do. There's a diary in Workbooks, and that can be shared with an optional Outlook link that can be shared with the calendar in Outlook. But a nice visual way of seeing what you've got to do today and prioritizing it, helping you manage your time more efficiently, so everything that the right thing gets done to the right customer at the right time. And as you're using it in that way, you're building up a wonderful client history of everything that you've done and anyone else that's using the system as well, what they've done. There's a sort of audit trail in there. So you can see in date order against a customer's record what happened, what's going to happen next, all there for you to help you really provide a better service to your clients and do a good job for them. Now, we can integrate with any email system. There's a feature built into Workbooks called Email Dropbox, which allows you to integrate fairly simply with any email system, Yahoo, Gmail, whatever. We do offer an Outlook integration option. This is priced separately, but for anyone using Outlook, this is a very popular add-on to have more choices in how your emails are copied over from Outlook, and then going on to sharing with Outlook, between Outlook and Workbooks, sharing your calendar and your tasks and your contacts between the two. So that's the Outlook, the optional Outlook integration. And we are asked sometimes, we're asked about compliance with GDPR, where you're protecting the data of people in your system. Workbooks, the company, are GDPR compliant, and also the system that you use will help you with your compliance, keeping on the right side of legislation. That's all built in. You don't need to worry about it. Now, many of our customers, indeed any CRM system, that they can be used to help you in how you market to your customers, how you promote yourselves, typically with emails going out of the system. So with Workbooks, we can, with this import and export features, you can easily get data into Workbooks, say from Excel. Maybe you've got you've purchased a database, or you've been to an exhibition, you've got some potential clients in an Excel spreadsheet. You can easily upload those. It's not difficult. It's really easy to put those into Workbooks. And the flip side of that, you can export them as well. We can also link to a web form on your website. When you want to do marketing, there's many ways of creating a target list of the people that you want to focus on or send an email to. And we integrate with some very popular systems in the UK. MailChimp's probably the most popular one, and you can get a free account with MailChimp if you've got under 2,000 subscribers to give it a go. But we also link with Gatormail, which is a UK system, tightly integrated with Workbooks, Constant Contact, and Dotmailer. So a few choices there on the delivery, on the sending of nice looking professional emails to your customers, and then tracking those results back in, seeing the responses back in your CRM system. So you've got the record of somebody in front of you. You can see what emails they were sent, what did they open, what did they click on. Quite powerful information when you're wanting to, well, as we're talking today, to identify cross-selling opportunities. And talking of options, a very popular option is called Web Insights. Basically, this is a way of linking Workbooks with your website so that you can track any visits of anyone to your website, and that can be visible within Workbooks. So against a customer's record, you can see over a period of time, you can see what pages they clicked on, and you can add points. You can add a sort of weighting to those visits as well. So easily see. Again, this is going to help you with cross-selling. Maybe you can see that maybe you're trying to sell this customer product A, but when they visit your website, they're going and they're hopping onto product B. Wouldn't that be useful to know, to identify cross-selling and upselling opportunities by seeing those website visits of that particular customer or potential customer? Now, using a CRM system is all about managing processes and procedures and things going on in your company. And maybe quite an important process for you is the order process or sales process, how you do quotes. You don't have to use Workbooks for doing quotes. It's built in there anyway. And for those people that do use it, that it's a good fit for, they get a lot of value out of it. So with workbooks, it does have this sales quote creation feature. You can store your price list in workbooks, details about your products, pretty pictures as well, other supporting information about those products and services. You can define any number of different quotation layouts. Maybe certain types of quotes require a more detailed quote layout for the potential customer. Maybe other quotes where it's a low sales value, it's just a one-page, very simple quote layout. So you can have any number of layouts that you want. And they're all in a PDF format as well. And when you create the quote, very easily emailed directly from the workbook system. So you can track all the emails that you sent out and all these quotes and so on. And when you're doing these quotes, they will update another important part of any CRM system, and that's tracking opportunities. So I use the word opportunities. That could be any, it could be termed differently in your company. You might describe it as inquiries or jobs. It doesn't matter. You can call it what you want to in workbooks. You can change all the labels and tabs and fields and whatnot. So as you wish to reflect your terminology. So with workbooks and the potential for creating orders and invoices, we've got a system for managing the complete business process, from getting new inquiries, qualifying them, making sure they're a good fit for your company, and recording the opportunity, maybe producing a quote, getting the order, providing purchase orders to suppliers, then fulfilling the product, invoicing the customer, and then the story might start again. As we're going to talk about today, is based on what you've sold them, producing further discrete campaigns after that to add value to what you've provided. Workbooks can truly help you in this way. Now, I've mentioned here options for creating orders and invoices. There are two different flavors of workbooks. There's CRM edition. So when you sign up for workbooks, you choose between CRM edition and or business edition. So CRM edition does everything that I've mentioned so far, up to the ability to create a quote, a sales quotation. Business edition will do all of that, plus the ability to then go on and create a sales order or an invoice. So all the sort of financial bits. Now you might be using, in your company, you might be using Sage 50 or QuickBooks or Xero or something similar for doing your billings and financial reporting. We can interface with a number of those as well. But for some customers that have very simple billing requirements, or maybe low volumes of billing, and maybe you don't have Sage 50 or something sophisticated, you've got very basic requirements, maybe this will be fine for you. So think about that when you sign up for workbooks. You've got CRM edition, the sort of standard one, if you like, that most people go for. But if you do want to create orders and invoices, you can then upgrade to business edition, and you can mix and match these two together as well. So if, for example, you have 5 users, you could have 3 people on the cheaper CRM edition and 2 people on business. I'll come to prices towards the end. So quick mention about customer service. Do you have a help desk? Technicians, people out on the road, they too could use workbooks to track issues, problems, applying deadlines, tracking SLAs, service level agreements. So if you promised to respond to a customer problem within 2 working hours, that can be put into workbooks, and is then, when you log a problem, that's going to keep you on your toes and warn you of any potential breach of that 2-hour deadline with that SLA, that service level agreement. So you're building up a wonderful history of these issues and building up, in a way, a knowledge base. What problems are we getting, and what's been the solution that we gave to them? So over time, it can be tremendously helpful for you. Right, last slide before we go into the demo proper. So with workbooks, a great way of managing everything that's going on from a sales point of view, sales activity point of view. So answers to those questions like, how many inquiries are we getting in February? What's happened to them? Who's dealing with them? What are we going to sell them? What's the likelihood of us getting an order? Values, and so it is, answer to all these questions and tracking these opportunities in more detail. Now, there are some tools, there's a couple of tools in workbooks to help make sense of all this information. So you're there busy every day pumping stuff into it, and your colleagues are using as well, and they're putting stuff into it. How can you, on a Friday afternoon, make sense of all this? Well, there's a reporting system in workbooks. There's a report writer, and there's approximately 40 or so reports to get you started, but you can create your own. And these reports can have nice looking colors and color formatting to alert your attention to things that are in red are quite important, things are in green are okay, or whatever it might be. So color coding in there. And then something else complementary to reports are dashboards. So typically tracking KPIs in your company, where are your leads coming from, what activities you're doing, what sales you're going to get the next quarter, and presenting that information in a very simplistic way, like a pie chart, bar graph, allowing you to drill down on that information. But a nice way, as I say, complementary to reports there. So enough of that. So now I'd like to dive into workbooks proper, just give you a little bit of a flavor to what it looks like. Hopefully you'll like it. And also I'm going to touch on four ways in which workbooks can help you with cross-selling primarily and a little bit of upselling. So let me just pop into workbooks proper. So here we are. I've logged into workbooks, so it's a cloud system. It will work with any browser, on an Apple Mac, on your phone, on a tablet, doesn't matter. But when you log in, this is what you see. This is the workbooks desktop, as it's called, and it's got a familiar look and feel. You might think it looks a little bit like my Windows 10 desktop with the taskbar here and a start button, that very top left-hand corner there, where it could be down here if you want to. But from that start button, you've got a menu. And depending on who you are and what access rights you've got, you'll see a number of menu options here. These are the different elements that build up a proper CRM solution. And right at the top here, we've got the people and organizations you deal with, the contacts and companies you're dealing with. So I could go to organizations, for example, and up pops a window here. Now this is called the organization's landing page. Just think of it like an Excel spreadsheet showing you row by row, summarizing row by row all of the companies in your system. And you can decide what columns you see in this summary view. And I can scroll over there and maybe I want to see where they are and what type of company are they and so on. You decide what you want to see. But then, of course, you can click on any of these companies, click on it, and that then displays the company record in more detail within another window. And at the top of that window, there's a row of tabs. And you can have more tabs or less tabs as you want to when you set the system up. I'm showing here quite a lot because I want to try and show you all the extensive capabilities of workbooks. But initially we're on that main tab there, do you see? And so here we're showing the main information about this organization. Now, when you start using workbooks, this is pretty much, most of what you see here is what you get straight away. But deliberately, it's intended that you take control and you tell it what information you want to know. So all these fields here could be removed, and you can create new fields on this screen as well that's pertinent to your business. And within those fields, you may have different drop-down lists of common entries into that field, validating that data. So a great way of tracking all the main information about the company. It can be anything that you want it to be on that main screen. And then running across the top, you've got other tabs that you may click on to display more detailed information about this customer. So we've got notes, for example, general notes or files relating to this client. Activities will be, what have we done with this company? My activities, other people's activities. So here we'll see a summary of phone calls and meetings, whatever that went on, and we can click on any of these activities and see them in more detail. So there's a record of a phone call here. We can see more details of that phone call, when it took place, the notes of that call, related information, and so on. So nothing's more than a few clicks away. It's just like using any website. You're just navigating your way around and just clicking on different links there. Emails. What emails have we sent to this company? What emails have we received from this company? This could have come in from the Outlook link or via the email Dropbox feature. What people do we know in this company? There's 3 people here. I can click on one of them, Alan, for example, and I'll display Alan's record. Again, another window, just like the window of the company. This sort of consistent display of information. And this window has a row of tabs across the top. Obviously, this is just information about Alan. But again, what have we done with Alan? 51 activities there. All there for you to see. Emails. What organizations does Alan work for? What opportunities are on the go with Alan? So we can see here, and this is a big part of Workbooks and most other CRM systems, the ability to track these opportunities, so we can see and drill down more information on that. We do, on our Friday sessions, we do cover all of these different aspects of Workbooks in a lot more detail, tracking opportunities, creating quotes, orders, and so on. So that's a quick run through of the interface with Workbooks, just to show you and give you an idea. It's very easy to navigate your way around. You're never going to have that lost feeling. Lots of search facilities. There's a Google-like search in Workbooks. So if you don't know exactly where something is, you can just type in what you know, and it will try and find that information for you. But what I'd like to do now is really just to highlight in a basic way, fairly basic way, how a CRM system can help you with cross-selling and maybe upselling as well. So first of all, let's take Alan, for example. When we record details of Alan, when we take an inquiry from Alan, maybe we will ask or we'll ascertain what is he interested in. So I mentioned earlier that all these screens in Workbooks are designed to be customized and changed by you. Well, a little bit lower down, I've just scrolled down Alan's record here, and there's a panel called More Information. If I just expand that out and scroll down a little bit more, I've got a field here called Interests. Maybe, well, in this example, it's hobbies, but maybe that's product interests. Imagine this is product interests, and we've got a drop-down list of different areas, different types of products that you supply that you think he might be interested in or she might be interested in. So this is a first simple way in any CRM system that you can use to identify the many interests. So maybe we've identified that Alan's interest in horse racing. Maybe those people that are interested in football, we want to try and market rugby to them or cycling to them. Because we've got that information consistently stored in our system, we can very easily pull out a list of everyone that's interested in football that doesn't have an interest in rugby or cycling, and do something with those people. Maybe email them or invite them to an event or whatever it might be. So that's the first way. Using workbooks to profile and categorize the customers, the companies and contacts that you get a hold of. Now, secondly, Alan works for a company. He may work for a number of different companies, but Alan's primarily associated with this company here called Atlantic Computer Services. So from here, I could dive to that company record. This is what we saw earlier. And on the company record, if I go back to this main tab here, top left corner, and just scroll down a little bit, what you can do with workbooks that's a little bit difficult with other CRM solutions is bring in to workbooks information from other areas or other applications, information that might be important for you to know about this company. So I've got a little section here called sales history. So imagine as we're selling things to this customer, we've got different types of sales, different products, different services that we're supplying, and they're categorized here with the values and invoices and dates and so on. But if I just expand this out into a new window, I can just show you this in a little bit more detail. So we're just drilling down here, excuse me, for this company. So here's all the invoices we've done with this company, and these invoices could have been created in workbooks, or they could have been done in another application. But if I just scroll across, look at these headings across the top. So these are the categories of the sales. There they all are there. Right, if I just stop there. So in the services column, we're selling lots of services, but we're not selling any software. Maybe that's a missed opportunity. So we could create a list of all the clients in all the customers in our workbook system where we've sold services to, but not software, for example, and then do something with those people with some of the marketing capabilities of workbooks. So that's another way of identifying sort of cross-selling opportunities there. Another way, third way, I mentioned that with workbooks, we're able to track transactions. So we can see, so on this tab here called transactions, and many other CRM systems can't do this, we can see the quotes, orders, invoices, credit notes, purchase orders, even contracts. In your company, do you have contracts? So against these transactions, there will be items that we've sold. So if I click on this invoice here, invoice number 45, just clicked on it once, and up comes the invoice there. This is an example invoice record in workbooks. What we're seeing in the top half of the screen here is the basic information about the invoice. Who do we invoice? What company did we invoice? Dates, and so on. But if I scroll down, scroll a little bit further down, I've got 3 items that I invoiced, that I've sold to that customer with a product code, a product grouping, a product description. So again, we can create a list in workbooks. So for example here, it looks like I'm selling lots of consulting stuff, but maybe going back to my example earlier, we haven't sold them any products. So we've sold them all these services, but not products. So we've sold them this consulting, but no actual product, and that too could be another list that we can create. So that's another way of doing it. Next, so apart from transactions, I mentioned in my preamble, there's a few optional add-ons to workbooks for mailing and tracking website visits of your customers to your website. So this tab here called Online. So you'd only get this if you're using these two add-ons, and it may not be relevant to all users of workbooks, and you can always add this on at a later date. But with your mailings to customers, you're then able to track email opens and click-throughs. So what link did they click on in your email, and what page did they go to on your website? So if I look here, this is displaying here on this online tab. I'm summarizing row by row all of these electronic interactions, and this second one here relates to a click-through. So we sent Alan or someone in that company an email, and they, in 2017, they clicked on this. They clicked on a link in that email. If I just click on that record there, I'll zoom into it, and I can see more details of when they clicked, and I can apply a weighting to these interactions as well. It's purely up to you how many points you apply to this. But maybe if someone's clicking around your prices page, or they're downloading something, that would be pretty important to know. So you can apply these weightings and be alerted and produce reports based on this. So you can actually produce a top 10 or top 50 report on people that are really active on your website, are really active in responding to your emails. So that's an example. That second row, that's an example of a click-through. And then with Web Insights, linking to your website, tracking someone that's visited one of your pages on your website. And I've applied here, it's purely a demonstration, but I've applied 100 points to that because they've clicked on a products page, and I can click on that and see more details about that that page view record as well. So really easy way of identifying and seeing on that online tab, seeing email activity and website activity if you've purchased a relevant add-on option to workbooks. There are other subtle ways of tracking products and interests and cross-selling and upselling, but those are four to get started with, to make you think how a CRM system, how workbooks could genuinely help you there in identifying sales opportunities, missed opportunities, adding value, whatever. So in trying to conclude now, let me just cover some of the pricing, the subscriptions to workbooks. So you subscribe to workbooks on an annual basis, and there's these two different editions of workbooks. CRM edition, which is probably the most popular one if you don't need to do orders and invoices. That's £252 per user per year plus VAT. Business edition, because it does more, that's £552. There are lots of add-on options, very popular add-on options. Probably the most popular one is Outlook, which is an extra £54 per user that needs that. And think very carefully about, be realistic. Do you need help in getting anything set up for you? So we're here. This is all we do every week, is setting up systems for our customers. And some people want us to do everything for them. Other people are prepared to do a few things themselves, and with a bit of instruction from us, do the rest. So whatever your requirements are, talk to us, and we can then establish pricing and costs for any sort of training and setup you might want, and any support options. Okay, so we've reached the end of our sort of formal part of describing what Workbooks is and covering our topic today. As I normally do, I'd love to answer any of your questions. So if you do have any questions, type those into the meeting control box. If you are watching this as a recording and not watching live, then please email us or email me, tim@wizard-systems.com. Be happy to answer any of your CRM questions and Workbooks questions. So a question from Greg. When customers fill in a form on our website, we ask them what product they're interested in. Can that be entered into Workbooks? Well, yes, there is a way of linking a form on your website to Workbooks, linking the two together. So Workbook can actually create the form that you can put on your existing website. And when someone, so if you've got a question for what are they interested, what for products, that might be a drop-down list or whatever, that is mapped. So that data, when someone fills in that information and they hit the submit button, within a few seconds or a few minutes, that becomes automatically a lead record, an inquiry record in your Workbook system. And so you will see a new lead, all the data filled in for you, a record created in Workbooks with that product entry already entered. So yes, very straightforward to do, Greg. Question from Christina. We track product sales in Excel for the moment. Could Workbooks replace this? Well, definitely yes. A bit more sophisticated in tracking what you've sold. So as I say, you could create invoices using Workbooks if you subscribe to the business edition. If you want to continue using Excel, then that can be imported into Workbooks. I mentioned the import feature earlier on. That can be, as you produce these Excel spreadsheets of what you sold, then maybe at the end of the week or the end of the month, you could import that in. So there's a few options there, Christine, on doing that. Right, I don't think there's any more questions coming through. If any late questions come through, I'll answer those separately via email. So we're at the end now. Thanks very much for your time this morning, those listening live. Next steps, well, do you need a demonstration of the system? There is a free trial as well, a free 30-day trial, no credit card required, or we can set it up for you. Or if you've got any questions, of course, please phone us or contact me. My name is Tim Wilmot, and there's my email address, tim@wizard-systems.com. But thanks very much for your time this morning. Hopefully that's been of interest to you. We'd love to get you on board with Workbooks. But please consider what you might need next, and we look forward to hearing from you. But thanks very much for your time this morning. Bye-bye.